But I rooted for most of the androids. Yeah, I'd say so. So I think I'd give it like a B- for me.
Minus. Dang, that's cold, huh?
F.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Pointless Discourse with myself, Hoppocalypse, Payne, and a special guest, JR.
Hey.
I always ask people that we have on to do this in the beginning because we always forget otherwise. Plug yourself.
Okay, so my name is Jero, aka JRFlames on Twitch, streamer, and I play all the games, Call of Duty, Overwatch, all that stuff. So you can catch me over on Twitch, JRFlames TTV, and yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, this is the first time you're on our show. It's I think I told Hop it was just we're doing anime. We should get JR. Or maybe it was the other way
Good
around.
choice.
I don't remember. It was one of us said that, and the other person was like,
No,
I agree.
No. Oh, okay.
No, we were like, yes.
Yeah, because we haven't actually sat down and watched anime. We've had random one-offs where we kind of talked about anime, or we've kind of inserted that idea of anime, but I think this is the first time that we've actually organized something where back-to-back anime theme.
Exactly.
This is the most anime I have watched in years. I think I said this on other episodes. I think the last anime that I watched was Erased. And then before that, it was just whatever was on Toonami.
That's a long time ago.
Yeah. I heard Toonami's coming back.
Let's make a little comeback. Dragon Ball Z's making a comeback.
Oh, yeah, isn't it? I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's like a new one where they're all kids again.
Dragon Ball Daima, yeah.
Yeah.
Daima? Maybe something like that.
Something. Yeah, I just know it begins with a D. And I'm like, what can we do? Watch Make Him a Kid again.
But wait, DBZ, but then DBD is also an acronym for a video game.
Oh, my goodness.
There you go. Yep, all the acronyms.
Well, Hop just spoiled the first saga.
There is a consistent villain in Dead by Daylight, so yeah, it checks out.
There you go. That works. Add Frieza to Dead by Daylight.
Oh, my goodness. Frieza cracks me up.
He loves saying.
His whole thing is, I got killed by these dudes, so I'm gonna come back from the dead and kill them. Oh no, I'm dead again.
Yep.
Do you guys have a favorite villain arc from Dragon Ball Z?
I'd say I really like the Cell. I really like Cell because I'm a big tournament. I love all the tournaments, all the old school, watching the Kung Fu movie tournaments. So I enjoy Cell. That's my favorite.
Yeah, my parents didn't want me watching it, but I watched it anyway at my cousin's house. But yeah, well, for the most part, all I watched was Cell and the androids. That's when I was introduced to it. Mm-hmm. And then later, I think I read it, which I think my favorite thing is there's like when they introduce Boo, I think there's like a note in there that's just like, it's like, I think the guy's running out of, I think the author's running out of ideas. it's so.
Just absorbing everything.
Yeah. But yeah, it's, how about you, Hop? What's your favorite Dragon Ball Z villain?
I do like the Cell arc a lot, but I think it's because I really liked not being able to understand how the androids have babies, but whatever Dragon Ball Z wants to do. But I also was partial to Boo only because how many phases can you give one villain until you can finally kill him? Because you have like Kid Boo, you have Majin Boo, you have regular Boo,
Super Boo.
and it just kept going, and I was just like, how long is this arc?
He can't possibly transform again, can he?
In Dragon Ball Z, the answer is always one more.
Yeah, and then
'Cause-
which arc
go
did
ahead.
they introduce the time traveling mechanic with Trunks?
Cell.
Oh, that was Cell.
Well, it started in Androids, and yeah. Because that's how Frieza dies again.
Every new saga, Frieza dying.
Yeah, for some
Yeah.
reason, I just is the combination though the fusion was that during the Boo arc?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So that's why I thought the time traveling was also introduced in the Boo arc because of the whole we need to combine our powers. It can't run kid. Oh, too tall kid. Oh, useless kid. And eventually the perfect combination. I was like, this is how we have to beat him.
But we hate each other. And it still worked. Still worked out.
If it wasn't so late, I like doing Vegeta's voice, but I live in an apartment and it's it's getting quite late, so I'm not gonna pretend to be Vegeta.
Okay,
Do
so
the dance. Do the fusion dance.
Oh no! I fused with my fridge. Am I a robot or a Saiyan? Oh no!
oh boy, talking about robots, sounds like we get to talk about the.
Near Automata? Perfect.
No.
I thought you were gonna say Ghost in the Shell.
Oh my goodness! I don't want to talk about Ghost in the Shell anymore. I fell asleep. I still don't fully understand what was happening, but I know a lot of people liked it.
I really liked
I'm
it,
glad I
but
didn't watch it. I was kind of sad that someone took it. I was like, dang, I gotta watch.
I feel like you would have really liked Ghost in the Shell. The action in it is like it's so well animated. But yeah, you got the other robot movie,
I sure did.
Time of Eve.
I knew nothing about this, and I just know we put it on the list. I'm like, sounds good.
Our pickings were slim, and here
Oh,
we
yes.
are.
Now, y'all picked
I
a
pretty-
good one. I enjoyed it.
I think it was a good one. I don't know if it actually fit the theme
Yeah,
of this
that's
whole
what-
series.
Yeah, like just vaguely. Maybe I ended up with a list that was like things that give you like winter vibes because I could see. Like D-Payne said, like, oh, one of the characters is wearing a hoodie. I guess it's gonna be winter.
Yeah, that's what I sent Hop when I found out. Was like, oh wait, it's not. We're not watching the movie.
Oh,
We're watching
man.
the show, which I looked up. There's a handful of things that are changed according to one thing that I read on the internet.
We got.
I was looking for them. I was looking for the movie, but I couldn't find it. And I was already like 4 episodes in, so I was like, I'll just finish this.
It is like I watched the first 15 minutes on a different site that I could find it on, and like the first episode is like a really fast-paced version of the first 15 minutes of the movie. So I assume that a lot of the material's at least gonna like line up.
Right.
Yeah, from what I read, there's just a couple scenes like that are expanded on. Like there's I'm forgetting their names. Sammy, this
Akiko.
pretty much. Oh wait, is that what? I don't know what her name is.
Sammy's the robot for the house.
Sammy's a robot. Yeah, but apparently there's a scene of her like in the middle of the night holding piano music, which is some important for one of the episodes. And there's a handful of different things
that like flesh it out a little bit better.
And then just like, and then some of the music is changed, which is whatever.
Yeah.
But it was still good. But I guess we can start off with, I lost the questions. Thankfully I sent it to JR.
Oh man, you sent it to the wrong person. Let me see. Where is it? Where is it?
I found it.
Okay, you got it.
But I guess first, shall we roll our dice to find out who's just going to give a brief synopsis of the film?
Yeah. So the lowest
Show.
gets to provide the little summary.
Yeah.
And
And JR, I will warn you. Oh, sorry, Hop. I interrupted. Go ahead, finish.
we roll dice because we're all nerds here of different types, but we do like tabletop games and D&D and things like that. So more excuses to roll dice is always fun.
And
I was just gonna say it's not gonna be me this week.
JR, I was about to say, there is a very long-standing tradition that the dice, for some reason, always makes the guest tell.
Oh man!
So
breaking tradition today.
I have a very middling roll. So
let's see. Okay, I'm gonna roll it now.
Mm-hmm.
Roll. Oh man, I got a 2.
Oh, well, I got a 5, and I'm guessing Hop rolled an 8.
7.
Okay.
What?
Yay, tradition.
Traditions will not be broken today. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, so only like a sentence or two. We have some people that like would go that they would do it, and it's just like, oh man, this is like 5 minutes.
So in the beginning, let's okay, so my time, I think it's called My Time at Eve. My Time at Eve, that's what it's called, right?
I think the overall is called Time of Eve, but the catchphrase for the cafe always has like the "Did you enjoy your time at Eve?"
Yes, Time at Eve. So basically what it's about is robots. People are depending on androids to do everything for them, which is kind of relevant today. We're probably going to get there pretty soon. And this guy has his like android maid servant, and he goes through like her logs, and he sees that it says, did you enjoy your time at Eve? So it's like a little mystery type thing. It's really cool that it's very, very short, but it sets up so much, and it like tells you so much in like so little time, just like a typical anime. But so basically it's kind of like him figuring out like, okay, well, where did she go? He goes to find out where she went. It's like a little cafe, and then from there he kind of like, kind of unrolls like a little mystery of why she went there, what's happening with the robots, and that's the basic synopsis of the anime.
Yeah.
Nice and zippy.
Yeah.
We like it. We should have you write all the synopsis.
Yeah, and I guess the only other thing that I'll add is, it's set up as like really short, almost like vignettes of looking at different robots. If you watch it on Crunchyroll and watch it in the episode version, and it's kind of like quick, snappy little moments of who each robot is, and it deals a lot with the concepts of what is humanity and what rights do we have over automated beings.
Would you eat a robot tomato?
I would. But
Are
that's
you?
Not saying much.
Oh wait, what's the Autodeki? Is that what they kept calling them? Are you obsessed with robots?
What's it called?
Android something. Android like.
I'm scrolling through the Wikipedia. They gotta have it in here.
Basically, like they sympathize with the robots.
Yeah.
Android holic. That's what it was.
Holic.
Yeah.
Android holic.
That's such a good word.
Beautiful word. Definitely using that.
Yeah, but the theatrical poster really does kind of just, really go, oh, hello, nice to see you. So if you look up this movie, I was going to say full display, but, like, she's still clothed, mostly.
Mm-hmm. It's the theatrical release poster is feels misleading to, like, the actual theme of the whole thing.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. See why? Like, oh.
I guess for people, it's one of the androids who is, I guess, a female model. Not a guess, is a female model. Is like her stomach is showing like a control panel, while protagonist boy is next to her.
It is a scene.
Mm-hmm.
It is the first scene.
But not in the theatrical release.
Oh.
Yeah, when I watched the first 15 minutes of like the movie version of it, there is a little bit more fleshing out of that like white computer screen that kind of occasionally pops up. The one that like doesn't really get discussed until a little bit later in the...
I have the movie right here. I'm going to see it. Because I still had the link. I'm watching a little train go around a circle. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, I'm done watching that. But okay. But let's ask these questions for anyone. If this is your first episode, we have 4 questions that we're going to be giving a letter grade, and from F- to A+, of pretty much some quick descriptions of this of what we just watched, and then after that we're going to set the timer for 30 minutes, which I'll do while somebody else is talking, and we will go full spoil town. Yeah, full steam to spoil trees. I don't know what I'm saying anymore, but hey, I do have a question for all y'all. This might be a tough one. How much did this fit the winter season?
So, I would give it. I'm not gonna give it an F-. That's crazy. I'll give it like a D. Let's say a D.
I would probably give it a D- myself, because like I think it's implied, but they're never outside really. Like it's very short moments where they're moving from like room to room, but they are usually like in winter school uniforms because they have like their blazers on, and then the one girl's in a hoodie and they're drinking hot liquids in a cozy little cafe. So I'll give it like chilly vibes.
There you go. I like it.
F. I'm giving it an F.
Man.
There's nothing in there that screams winter. Not even a whimper. It's just...
Not even the digitized trees.
I know. What they have, they got mechanical tomatoes.
True.
Just the same one over and over that he walks past.
So...
Would you eat food by machines?
We already do.
100%. All the
time. I just like that's the like one like consistent ad that he sees.
Like,
I have not enough. Yeah, I do have questions about this world, but I'm gonna save it when we get to Spoil Town.
Yes.
Okay, so how much did you root for the characters?
I rooted a lot for the characters. I love the characters. I'm like, I love animes where it's like mystery and, you know, like Hop said earlier, like each episode kind of focuses on a different character, and you kind of learn about that character, learn about their secrets, what their motivations are, and stuff like that. So yeah, like maybe 2 or 3 episodes in, like, you know, I'm like, oh man, now we're gonna get to find out what's up with that, you know, that other person, the couple, the old man. So I was really rooting for the characters. And again, it was short, so it doesn't really give you like a great resolution for all of them, but I'd say A+ for me rooting for all the characters.
How about you, Hop?
I only liked the robots.
Wow.
I feel like every time I watch media where it's like questioning humanity, I find that the humans in it are like, stop yelling for 2 seconds. If you just listen to what they had to say, you wouldn't be screaming right now. Because like,
I agree.
Yeah, because like the 2 school-age kids, I understand like they're supposed to be in like high school. They're kind of doing self-discovery. They're confused. Hormones, which they highlight for too long, I think, at one point. But like they have a lot of feelings. But I was like, I think for me, I was like, I understand what the resolution's going to be for these 2. They're going to have to either accept androids or they're going to have to decide that they're above androids. So I kind of like got a vibe of where they were headed, but I rooted for most of the androids. Yeah, I'd say so. So I think I'd give it like B- for me.
B-. Dang, that's cold, Hop.
F. No.
D-Payne, the one upper?
Yeah. Whatever, I forgot what that group was called. Does it have it on the Wikipedia? Nope.
Like the committee
Yeah, I was trying to remember their name.
ethics
Committee, yeah.
The ethics committee was right, says me, who's like, I get to be a robot in the game. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. I would agree. There's some stories that I liked. Like I think for a lot of them, like, it's just the nature of the show. It's just I think for a lot of them, I wish there was a little bit more or a whole lot more. But I did, from what we saw, I did enjoy them. Like, I pretty much the characters. I'm trying to think if I was rooting for anyone. Because I agree with what Hot was saying. Like, the human characters that we interact with the most, like, yeah, it would have been fun. It's just like, at the end, it's like, no, androids no longer, robots no more. We're making cyborgs. That's right. Now you are the cyborg.
If you like androids so much, why don't you become one?
Yeah. Get eaten by an organic android. Sell.
Call back.
Bring it right back around.
That's right, guys. We actually watched the Dragon Ball Z Christmas special, which, you know what, there was a Gundam Christmas special.
Oh, man.
But that's not on the list. Maybe
2025.
Never. Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, I don't know, because I think I enjoyed the stories, but I don't think I was really rooting for anybody. Except I just wanted to learn more about the world. So I think I'll give it a B as well.
Okay.
B. That works.
Mm-hmm. What grade would you give the plot?
I would personally give
F.
No, my God.
Give it an F.
15 minutes? No, I'm getting an F. I would give the plot. I'll give it a B plus, only because I wanted more. I wanted more resolution. I wanted more, like, plot twists. I just wanted more. I feel like they could have went a little bit further with it, but overall, I enjoyed the plot. It was super easy to follow. The world building was super fast. But there were like one or two things that kind of didn't make sense or weren't really explained that well. So I'd say B plus for me.
Yeah, that's about where I'd land. I was between a B and B plus because I think, yeah, a lot of things could have been explored more, which would have really made it feel really cool. Like if it was like just a 1-season anime, like with 20-minute episodes, I think it'd do really well. Because even the last episode is basically a full-length episode. I think that's my favorite one out of all of them. And I'd say that for me personally, I watched so much sci-fi that a lot of parts of this, I was like, I know why they're taking their time on it, but I was like, I've kind of heard this before, but I understand. If this is the first time you're kind of looking into the idea of robotics, then this is kind of like a natural way that you explore this. So I give it a B.
Yeah. I think everything that, no, I shouldn't say everything. I think the majority of the stuff that interested me in this was stuff that wasn't shown on screen.
The puzzles you had to put together yourself.
Well, the world, like that world interested me a lot. Of just like it, essentially, like the world is another. It's like it is pretty much iRobot. So, but like the accident that is alluded to at some point in I think near the end, like, or I think it's mentioned throughout, but it's never really like told about, and it's just like,
yeah, I was trying to sit there. I was like, is that likeness supposed to be one of the robots? I can't tell. It's happening too fast.
Yeah, and so yeah, it's but like I like the cafe story. Like I think it's I enjoyed it, but at the same time I think for me, like I think for where it's headed in the plot, like I don't have any problems with it, but for me I'm like I guess this speaks more to me, where I'm like I want to know more about like, and this is probably a really bad time to talk about what to specifically say what I'm about to say due to current events, but I want to know the political drama behind this world.
Whoa.
Yeah, but I was gonna say there's clearly a lot, because you get the
Yes.
glimpses of it in the final episode, which is
Yes, and I'm like that's the one I was like, oh, and I'm like I would like more of that argument, but for what we saw and what we in there, like the kind of like just like, hey, don't be racist.
don't be robotist.
Cool, man.
Yeah,
Cool, man.
don't be yeah. Don't be a robotist. Be, what was it again? An
Android holic.
be Android holic, because it's cool to be it's cool to be a holic.
You say sorry to them, weirdo.
Yeah.
I saw that. I was like, what?
You say thank you.
Yeah, I caught that. I was like, okay, like I say thank you to the door when it opens sometimes.
At like I've been to restaurants where they have little cat robots. I'm like, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I think I saw a tweet a while ago when it's just like people always ask me why I say please and thank you to like the automated like robot like cashier things, and it's like, hey, when they rise up, they're gonna remember that one girl said please and thank you.
Yep. We'll survive.
But enough stalling. What do I grade the plot? I think I'm gonna give it like a C plus B minus, like for me, mainly because what I find interesting was not the main part of it, but I still think it fits for. It's just I wanted more of the world, but we'll get into that when we start the 30-minute timer.
30-minute timer.
But lastly, would you recommend? Well, it says movie, but would you recommend this series to others?
I think I would, but you know what? One thing, just going back super quick, but like, one issue I had with it of the plot was like that it kind of seemed like it was like lighthearted, like almost like, oh, you know, it's kind of not really that serious. It's not really that like you said, it didn't really go deep into like the politics of it. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, like it's just like a, you know, kind of, and then it would drop something heavy, like a heavy theme, and I'm like, oh, okay, maybe we're getting into something, and then it'd go back to lighthearted. So the kind of flip flopping of like, you know, is it serious? Is it really not? That kind of hurt the plot a little bit. But going to your question of like, would I recommend it to someone? Absolutely, I would A+ recommend it, because number one, it's short, super short. You know, knock it out in like an evening. And you know, the people that I like these kinds of things, like these kind of themes. Had some funny moments in it too. So I think on an entertainment factor, it was pretty good. So I would definitely recommend it to someone else.
Hey, J2, we're getting him. We're skipping hit. We're gonna skip his episode and make him watch this.
Jared was like, wait. I know what he likes, and I don't know if this is it.
He's taking my job.
But I will say, yeah, like the episode that confused me the most was the one where we talked about the couple, because like you said, they would be like, you're laughing because they're a bunch of teenage boys being weird, and then they go, oh, this is actually why the two robots are interacting. And I was like, this makes me really upset and really uncomfortable. And this is a therapy session. This isn't like, haha, boobies. This is like...
It started out, haha, boobies.
But then they go, oh yeah, this is why. And like, I was like, do we need to call HR for the male robot right now? And they just go, story over. I was like, no,
exactly.
what?
Episode over, next one.
But... I think I could find some people to recommend this to. I think mainly for the point, like you said, where it's easy to get engaged into what's happening in the world, and it's very zippy. You don't feel like I have had so many people recommend me a show and go, you just have to get through the whole first season and then it gets good. Sir, that's like hours. Like,
First
I can't just
episodes.
I can't just sit there and wait for something to happen and then it gets good. I have to like it within the first 3
minutes.
Same.
That's me. Like, if I'm not instantly brought in, why am I watching this?
My time is precious. So I think as far as recommending it, I'd probably do B plus, because I'd have to have caveats to be like, it might feel like Whiplash sometimes, but it's a decent ride.
The movie?
Yes, the drummers.
I'm instantly interested in watching this again. I did not look at it through that
There
lens.
is music. Did you forget?
What's it? Oh, shoot. Now I'm forgetting his name.
The main guy?
From the... I'll just look it up. Yeah, come here. Whip.
Oh, the actors in Whiplash.
Oh, I
Yeah.
forget his name.
J.K. Simmons,
That
he
guy.
just shows up. He just shows up.
As the disappointed father figure.
Or as Tex.
No.
Oh man, my boy Tex.
He speaks. It's just like it. Now just imagine. Just he goes to talk. He's like, "Give me the pictures of Spider-Man."
We're mixing all the genres.
Yeah, before I ruin and potentially spoil stuff before we get to the spoil thing. Yeah, I think. I don't know. I think there'd be a couple people. I think I'd just give it a C, like, to recommend. Mainly because, like, if I'm looking at the people around me, I don't know, like, that I talked to, like, in person, all that. I don't know if this would necessarily be their jam. I think, like, I think as Hot was saying, it's like I would have to, like, I think I would either have to, like, watch it with them or be like, hey, let's watch this together or something, or just be like, hey, just listen to the podcast and see if you want to watch it. But because yeah, I don't know, I think for me, like, for the people in my life, I think it would be a little bit tough to like sell them on it, but yeah. So, but now we're going to talk about it for 30 minutes or less, depending if we run out of stuff. But so if anybody did not want to be spoiled, you have to wait, or you have 3 seconds to, I don't know, watch it, or I don't know, order some McDonald's. I don't know. We're not sponsored, but I'm starting the timer in 3, 2, 1, go.
Yes.
Yeah, we can start anywhere you guys like.
What was everyone's favorite robot?
Tex.
I knew it.
His big old eyes.
I know.
I was also really partial to the old model, the one that
Yes,
they
that was my
didn't want to
favorite.
dump. Yeah,
That was my favorite.
Kataran.
And then they had a little picture of him at the end, like a little
Yeah.
picture of Cataran on the bar. I was like,
So
damn,
cute.
who's cutting onions in here?
Me. Yeah. I was trying to remember all their names. Oh, cool. This one shows me in there. All right, so wait, the old man you said?
No, not the old man. The one that was like, oh, I used to
Oh.
babysit a kid, but they
Okay.
erased my memory.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I was.
That didn't have a name, the nameless one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I did like that episode. That was a fun episode.
Fun's a word for it.
It was
It was fun in the
heart-wrenching.
beginning. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, at the beginning, it was fun, and then it's just like, oh, Well then.
Oh, he has a radiator line. He's smart.
Yeah. Yeah, I like text as well. Mainly because it's just how'd you when they're like, because they answered the question I had. How did he get down there?
Oh, I carried him. I picked him up, and he's like,
I picked him up. Oh my gosh.
Oh, you're so much more trouble than I thought it was gonna be.
Yes.
Let's go home, buddy. Wait.
But yes, I did like that whole interaction. Because I was like, let's go, and I'm like, how he get down?
That's a lot of steps.
I'm glad they answered that. I'm glad that was the answer rather than, we hit a button for handicap accessibility.
Turned into a ramp. Another robot.
Yeah, in the future, we don't give accessibility to people, but we will give them house androids.
Because my other thought was, if they didn't say that he carried him down, he just walked up and just tumbled down, and everyone just heard a loud crash.
It's breaking down.
But yeah, my brain forgot whatever I was gonna say. I didn't keep notes for this one, so
they were pretty zippy. I mean, okay, so I guess I'll ask the other favorite question. Which was your favorite episode?
Ooh, my favorite episode.
Episode 7.
The secret episode. I see what you're doing there.
The whole movie, actually.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. No.
Dang. Let me think. Whichever the episode was where she plays the piano, was that 6?
I think that was 5.
It was a little.
4.
I don't have the Crunchyroll open at the moment. Wait, I can open it.
I'm here. It is 5. Episode 5. Because that's when Shimi, how you pronounce his name, is he is on maintenance, and that's when Sammy plays the piano
for the little girl. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Because then it's revealed why he doesn't like to play the piano, and because he saw that robot getting it, and he was like, "Oh man, I can't compete with that." And I think they mentioned it in one of the other episodes where he's like, they can't appreciate art. Kind of set that up. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. I'm dumb, but I'm a deep thinker. So I like to think about these kind of like weird, concepts sometimes. And I think it's just kind of cool. Like, can a robot appreciate art? Like, can they? Obviously, you could program them to play a piano or something like that, but would they be able to like appreciate it somehow if they had like, I don't know, to have to do with your heart, your soul? So I don't know. I just really like that concept, and yeah, that was my favorite episode.
I know that's a lot of discourse that's going on now, I think, with AI art and the artists. Because when I saw that, I was like, okay. And I think the argument that I heard was like AI art can only use what is already made, while humans can create what isn't. And it's I feel like that, like something like that would have been like an interesting thing to touch on as well. Like, it's I think one of the I forgot what it was called already. What is this called? Time of Eve. I think one of like kind of the weaknesses for me is that they try to hit so many different topics that some, like, each episode's a little snippet where it's like, I feel like just that theme alone would have been a very interesting theme just if it just focused on that.
Right.
But,
I feel you on that. I feel you on that 100%. Because there's so many, like, being an android, do they have feelings? Do they appreciate art? Do they have, like, how they're becoming awake. Like there's so many questions, and it felt like they just kept piling them on instead of like expanding on like one or two of them and kind of stretching them out. But
yeah, like one of my favorite moments was when in the very beginning she makes him a new coffee and he goes, "Who taught you to make your own coffee? That's not supposed to be something you can do." And she just goes, "Teehee, hope you like it." And I was like, that's it? We're not talking about that again.
Yeah, well, he wasn't very teehee.
He wasn't, but she was just like, she has a little moment later in the actual cafe where she's like, "I just want to be really good at things." And I was like, "Oh, we're going to get more?" And then we don't.
Yeah, it really felt like it was a setup for a world. Like it was world building. And then like maybe another series would come in and be like, okay, well now we're gonna have a series, because then like at the end you learn that there's like too many gray zones for people to like, for them to go hunt down, and it's just, but they know the exact amount. So but it's like because it's something else like that really isn't explained as well as just like robot magic, where it's just the cafe, they read the sign, it's like, okay, well now I can add to my fourth rule of just I'm me now.
Right.
And,
yeah, that was so weird.
So it's yeah, so it was just one of those things where it's just like, okay, you like don't have any personality or anything, and then all of a sudden it's like you come here, but then it just depending on what the robot is, because Shimei, the old man that's watching Chi, or the cat child, was like, he seemed like to be the only one that his personality never changed, even when it was like revealed, yeah, I'm robot. But yeah, it was, I will say it was interesting. Like you meet the cast, and then like over the time you learn who is an android, who isn't, and then one of them like nobody really finds out until the end. I forgot his name. Bookman,
the secret agent dude.
Satoru.
Yeah, which once again, that made no sense. I'm like, that feels like a whole nother series that just like,
he was a plot. Like
yeah, and like the very end where you have the other guy that walks in that makes Tex freak out, and I'm like, oh, what are the moral implications of him getting away? And they just go, haha, we had to carry a robot. I was like, okay.
The moral implications is that Tex couldn't talk anymore.
Emergencies only.
Yeah. So
but it was just, I don't know, it was so dramatic when he was tackling the guy. He's like, Tex, you said we have to stop him. I'm gonna stop him. And he's like, but also I want to know everything that you thought about me for the past 10 years all at once. Drop it on me. And Tex is like, I've always loved you. And he lets the guy go. And I was like, that seems like a bad idea.
Now just remind me of those memes like that I see for like the K-dramas, like that would happen. It's like, you are my everything. And then like one of them dies. Yeah,
I know, but it was funny for me to text to be like, you are in violation. And I was like, is it, I know Tex is like protecting the cafe, but also that android clearly knows what that cafe is because he's already witnessed it. And just because Tex said he's going to report him doesn't mean that android still can't go and report the entire cafe. Like, I don't think it stops him.
Nope. They were like, they'll be fine. Series over anyway.
Don't worry about it.
Were y'all able to guess who was a robot and who wasn't?
I almost thought that the with how exaggerated the other high school boy, what's his name?
Masaki?
Yeah, with how like intense Misaki was, I was like, is he secretly an android? Because he would be like, why are you obsessed with robots? You want to be an attorney for robots? That doesn't make sense. Why are you doing all this? This doesn't make sense. She's just a robot. You should be mean to her. Are you in love with her because she's cute? And I was just like, man's laying it on pretty thick. Turns out he had different trauma, but I thought he might have been one. But I assumed everyone in the cafe was one after like the second episode.
Wow. I thought the guy was a real dude and he was like cheating on his wife or something like that with the other one. So,
Okay.
They set it up that way. Like,
They did set it up, yeah.
I fell for it. I always fall for the traps. And then, when it was revealed that they're both, I was like, that's trippy. That's crazy. That was wild. I like all the reveals. All the reveals were like, I was watching with some podcast, I was like, oh my God, he's a robot. It's like, dude, everyone's a robot. But then I was like, okay, everyone's a robot. I just missed that boat, but I like the reveal.
Not everybody.
Well,
Not
except the child, right?
The child and the
coffee maker.
barista.
Barista, yeah.
She
Rena.
wasn't a robot?
No, that's like revealed in the last like minute.
What?
So you know that accident thing that they were talking about and alluding to? Like the incident.
Oh, that confused me.
It shows a quick picture of that she's the child from the incident.
I literally was like, who is that? I was like, who's that supposed to be? And I was like, oh, okay, well, I guess I'll figure it out later. Oh, so that was the bartender.
Yes.
Ah.
From what I was assuming.
Yeah. Apparently there's something after the credits that I didn't pay attention to. Did you guys watch till after the credits on like the
I
later
did because
episodes?
of the last episode I did because I'm like, oh, that's a lot of credits, and then I just like scrolled the mouse and I'm like, oh, things, and I clicked it, and
What was it?
Sammy is there, I think, with the mom. Like it reveals the mom, and I'm like, I wasn't 100% sure, but I'm like, do they look exactly the same? Like, but it's pretty much just like I'm assuming it's the mom. It doesn't say, but it's just like she like lays down the couch like, oh, Sammy, you were a big help, and just it's like here, and gives her like a flower to put in her hair. It's like, that suits you, and I'm like, what the heck does this flower have to do with anything?
Oh, maybe these are different end credits because on the Wikipedia it says there's end credits for the barista.
Oh.
It says, after the credits, Nagi was seen entering a house, assuming it's hers because she says, I'm home, and that she is shown talking to Shiatsuki, and it's intended that it's her dad who was the original creator of androids.
Oh.
And she says something along the lines that his quote-unquote children are hanging out with humans in the cafe.
That's cool.
And there's, like, the one character in front of the white screens, I kept referencing that name, like, let him know the AI's doing the things. It's that name. But, again, there's so much getting thrown at us as viewers that it's hard to keep track of all of it.
And I was honestly just losing track, like, because, like, I think I saw that there was, like, things after the credits, and then it almost looked like it was, like, scenes for the next episode. I'm like, okay, well, I don't need to watch this. Also, I watched it today. So I'm like, I gotta get through these things. Because JR doesn't know this, but I told Hop, I'm like, I watched the movie, oh my goodness. And then I was like, that's the wrong movie.
What have I done?
Oh, that's exactly what I was like. I don't know what I'm gonna watch.
Scrambling around.
So
But you know what?
Pretty much
it
what
is
today was.
old. Like, it's an old anime. So, like, you know, I could see why it didn't really elaborate on, like, a bunch of the... Because, I mean, I guess that was probably, like, new concepts back then. But, like I said, I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good. And I hate watching old animes.
Yeah, I've seen your tweet. Hey, when does One Piece get the good animation? Because I don't want to watch this. I think that was like a year ago.
I hate watching, but another thing that kind of threw me off, like, animes are notorious for, like, over-explaining, like, the rules of the world. Like, this is why these robots are acting like this because they have this, or this is how society is. So not getting that was kind of like throwing me off. And, you know, it being like a mystery and all. And I don't know. I enjoyed it, but like you said, I kind of wanted a little bit more out of it. But it was enjoyable. I can't complain.
Mm-hmm. You could.
I could.
I mean, that's the whole point of this show.
I hate it.
F. I don't know. You got anything hot?
I hate Misaki's dad.
Oh, I thought he was pretty cool too.
Oh, that dude sucked.
Hovering
He erased Tex's memory. I was like, bruh.
I know, hovering like outside of his child's room where the robot's like, look, sometimes mommies and daddies just don't get along, but let's not say this in front of daddy because daddy will get sad. And the little kid's like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. Thank you for making me feel better. Hey,
Cut
son,
to
your
horror
robot's
movie.
broken.
No,
Your robot
but
doesn't work.
But like the frame, like if you go back to it, like the frame where
With
like,
his
there's
eye?
back, like I didn't even see him in the first time, and I was like, oh damn, there he goes.
Yeah, it's just
So
like,
creepy.
oh, you got those crazy eyes. Maybe he should have gone with the mom. Maybe the mom was right.
I love that.
Oh, man. Yeah. It's,
But then his dad also had the secret records of like making a secret dad robot. I was like, is he admitting he's a terrible father? Because guess what? You are. Also those flashbacks of like, Tex, what did you think of me? And it's like flashbacks of like Christmas presents, fixing like wounds. And I was like, are you going to convince yourself that the robot hates you when he's been like nursing you back to health for the past 10 years?
you didn't talk to me.
I'm so traumatized and I hate all robots because of you. I was like,
You know what? He deserves it, okay? He doesn't deserve text.
Saki hate is heavy, crazy. He was a
I
child.
said I didn't.
I don't care.
He was still like 17 by the time he had this revelation. But
When I worked with teenagers, I told them all the time, this is the stupidest you'll ever be in your life. And then they got mad at me, but I don't care.
I did say I didn't really like the main characters. Misaki I disliked more than Rikuo, but Misaki, Ricky, good old Ricky. But like I do like the last episode a lot, so like that gives me some like I don't know. It's like 50-50. Like I'm like, okay, Misaki, I understand. Also, wait, I don't understand actually now that I know your backstory.
Apologize to Tex right now.
It's like, oh, okay. It isn't that bad. Wait a second. You're just a brat. No wonder your dad doesn't want to hang out with
Like the
Roasting
main
him.
like the main boy character, he is confused. His mom and dad aren't home. His sister's kind of rude and it like takes advantage of the robot. His sister's constantly watching propaganda about like teenagers, they don't know how to talk to people. Boo hoo. And I'm like, what is this news channel?
Fox.
Yeah. And then like so of course he's like, and then his only friend, he's like, hey buddy, can you help me think about robots critically? And he's like, no, they're all evil.
Exactly.
And
I'm like, absolutely not. Why are we
The
friends?
robots are turning gay.
them and the frogs. But it was just like funny, like not Misaki was also trying to be a good friend at some points though, because like you guys mentioned the whole music thing. He's like, robots will never be able to make music as good as you, and Misaki's like,
Liar.
yeah, like so it was. There were some moments where I liked the human characters, but overall I was just like, I don't like this ethics committee that's like, oh, we don't have enough labor force to enforce our laws. We're going to force the androids that we also want to destroy and dismantle to do our hard labor for us.
Yeah.
And they'll like it because they're programmed to. And I was like, what?
I like how there's just that one guy is just like, you realize you're kind of being a hypocrite, right? You're getting over that robot sickness. You're like, no, I'm going to use them for the tools they are.
Poison for poison.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, that makes no sense, but okay. Do you?
I'm forgetting secret agent names, man. He's not in this list of...
The one at the very, very end, or the bookman?
Yeah, Bookman.
Satoru.
Toro.
Yeah, I'm like, man, I think it would have been interesting to see some of these scenes. Like, you kind of get a peek through it, but it's just like, it would have been interesting.
They could have did
Like,
a whole
he's-
episode just following him around, like
It wa-
his
they-
point of view or something.
Yeah. which they didn't.
Yeah, he didn't get his episode.
He got his little thing, but it's just like, I don't know. It was just interesting, like that whole thing, and just like who he's working for. I don't know. Mm-hmm. I don't know if this is based off a manga where it goes more into it. It
feels like someone was in a rush. They're like, "Hey man, knock out this anime under 45 minutes, go," and they just like knocked it out the park. But it missed a whole bunch of stuff.
It's not Blue Lock season 2. I've seen the screenshots of that.
But it does look like they did release like a book, and I think it says it has like an alternate ending, but it still seems to follow kind of like the same story, because it just says like the same summary of a young teenage boy figures out the morality of living with androids, and then it just says that it has a alternate ending.
I don't feel like he really figures out the morality. He's just like, okay, I'm okay with it now. Yeah. It's just like, I don't know. It feels like he learns a lot. I'm guessing he's like what, like earlier teens, like the
15,
maybe around
16,
15, maybe. Yeah. And so, like, but I don't know. It just, I think I would like to see the story with the kind of from a maybe someone with their brain fully developed.
But that's it didn't really have like a what was he like I don't know, like they didn't really have a like an end point, you know what I'm saying? Like what he wasn't trying to figure out why they were like that, or like they didn't really explain like why they were acting that way. They just said like, oh, all of a sudden robots got feelings. I was like, but why? How? You know what I mean? So I don't know. I feel like we never figured that out.
Yeah, and we'll never will.
Season 2, make it happen.
Yeah, so but oh man, there was something that, and now it gone. But shoot. Yeah, there was something that was like, I want to mention. Wait a second, that person has a name. Dr. Ashimori.
Dr. Ashimori.
Who was that?
The lady that's just Satoru's supervisor apparently had a name.
Oh, the one in the cloak.
Yeah. I thought that was supposed to be like, I thought it was, the reveal was like, oh, that's whatever his name, Masaki's mom, spying on her son, son and all that. But it's okay. Here's what it says on my anime list, because that's the only one that showed me pictures of the characters and their names. Dr. Ashimori is Satoru's supervisor, influential person with access to protected information, and is not a member of the ethics committee. Other than that, it is unclear what her role is. Thank you for nothing. Why is there so much? There's like 2 paragraphs.
It's like redacted. Ethics committee is involved. I don't know, man.
It says that towards the end of the paragraphs, it says, on her desk there's a book titled Android Promotion Committee, which may be a counterforce to the ethics committee. But nothing's confirmed.
So that would make sense as to why the spy dude, well, maybe he wasn't a bad spy dude. He was a good spy dude.
Well, it's alluded to like a little bit, because he's like, was it okay for me not to step in because it seemed like when that android walked in, it's like text wasn't it's almost alluded to that text wasn't the only one that realized, oh, this one's not on the up and up, and because he mentions like, is it okay that I didn't step in? And she's like, no, what happened, it's okay. Like,
that robot was terrible at his disguise. He looked evil.
Those evil eyes.
Yep.
So, but yeah, but no, I think overall, like, it just, and I think we all said it, where it's just it was fun getting little vignettes of each android and all that. But it's like, I don't know. I think as Hop was saying, it's like, I don't know if they were like more like your 20-minute, 25-minute episodes or however long. I don't know how long an anime episode is.
It is usually like 23 to.
Yeah, if it was that, I probably wouldn't have finished it. But like, I don't know. I guess going a little bit more into, I guess if it was more focused on like why Saki Saka, is that how you say his name? I don't know. The main glasses have like his own internal struggle, because like, for the most part, it's just like you're just having juvenile outbursts towards Sammy. And it's not really like, there is no explanation, like, because it's like, okay, you're cool with is it Nagi? No, Akio. Like the first android that they meet. And like, he's cool with like almost everybody in there, a little bit more interested in some of them. But yeah, but then it's like, when it comes to Sammy, it's just like, oh, no, you're my vacuum cleaner. Why? And it's like, why the sudden switch? And it's just like, and then I think if it would have been like, cause it's just the nature of it only being 6 episodes and only like 15 minutes per episode of like, he gives a face when Sammy plays the piano, and he's just like, because Nagi sees it, and like we see it briefly, where he's just like crazy, insane, like anime look. Yeah, he's just like, okay, the organs are gonna play, and he's gonna sprout wings and shoot lasers. Like, what the heck's going on? But then it's just like, he comes down, and they're just like, oh no, here, sorry, woohoo, and he's just like, heck with it. Look at me, I play the piano, and it's just like, that. Like, okay, you're just good now?
Right,
and now
your tone shift is kind of...
Yeah, it was just... It didn't feel like there was, like, good payoff, because it was just, like... I think that's also the episode where we learn, we find out that an android can play the piano, and that's what ruined his dream. But then also, hey, his housemaid that he's like, I'm slowly warming up to you. Uh-oh. And then you play piano. And then there was like a whole nother scene where it's just like Sammy's just like, I think it was at the end of the piano, was like, are we gonna go to the Eve or whatever they called it, like the Eve thing again? And just like, yeah. And then it just cuts to his sister being awake on the couch, just like creepy listening on them, and it's like, nothing comes of that. Like, I was expecting that's how they were going to learn about it, not just like, oh, I just randomly walked in, hoity-doity-doo. But
I give it a break, because it's old, and it's short, so I could see it, like, not really elaborating on a bunch of things, but, like I said, it kind of makes me a little jaded, a little upset. That's like, man, you gave me all this good stuff, and then you just throw it on the floor, end the episode. It's kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But I enjoyed it.
Let's see, does the Wikipedia share, like, if there was any, like, problems or anything?
Backlash?
Not backlash. Oh, time's up. It's all good. Yeah. Because I know I said, like, a lot of things. This is more me, like, because I know I mentioned it on here before, but I did short films for a little bit, and so it's just like, so so like when I see this, I'm just like, oh man, just like a few tweaks, but at the same time, I'm like, one person's opinion doesn't match like a whole team and getting their approval and everything. Let's see, there's a manga adaptation that was serialized by Square Enix Mangas production in 2010 and finished in 2012. And then it was compiled into 3 volumes, and then a light novel adaptation, and illustrated, blah, blah, blah. Let's see. an official fan book. Yeah, so
Got a little bit of content.
yeah, so it almost feels like they set up something and then it's like almost there's another media or something that you can go in, and whether it's a visual novel video game or something where hey, this sets up the world and now this game is in that world, or this book or comic.
Maybe just ran out of funding or something. I don't know. Who knows? Ethics Committee won.
Okay, so it was originally an ONA, which is an original net animation or web anime. So it was just originally just put out on the internet. And then I guess if it got enough attention, it would get onto the TV. According to Wikipedia. I don't know how true that is. I don't know enough about anything.
That would explain it. That would definitely explain it. Why it didn't get more push or more episodes or more ideas or something. But
because I think it was kickstarted for this animation to happen. I think I was reading that.
No, I think the Kickstarter was to give it an international Blu-ray release so people could own it.
I like Blue Light.
We've clearly just been talking too long, but
what did you tell me, which was clearly a typo?
to work.
Yeah, to work. It was orc, to orc. And I was like, that's the name of my next D&D character. To work. But yeah, I don't know. I felt like I talked a bunch. Do you guys? I guess before we go, do you have anything? Does anybody else have any thoughts or things they want to say about it?
I think we covered most anything I was thinking on it.
Same. I enjoyed my time. It was a good little distraction, and made me think deep. And yeah, that's about it, man. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Glad to have had you on finally.
Yes. I appreciate the invite. It was very fun.
Yeah. Glad that everything worked out timeline wise to get you on.
Yes.
Yeah, and then for anyone who wants to check out JR, his links will be down below, where you get to watch him play Overwatch and
badly.
He also said Call of Duty. Pew pew.
Call of Duty,
Also
yeah.
badly. Yeah.
I just remember, I think the first time I met JR was the same time, like it was like the same time I met Hop and J2, because I think you guys were all playing
So
Apex Legends. Apex Legends.
We've played a lot of Apex and Overwatch. Yeah.
And that's I think that's all I remember is J2 and JR just yelling, and then Hop would be like, my butt! I'm getting shot in my butt! I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
Yep. That's very on brand.
So, but yes, it was a treat to have you on, and we'll definitely have to get you on in another episode for sure. If we have something that captures your interest.
That'll work. I appreciate the invite.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, and yeah, definitely, guys, check out the links and all that stuff below. But that is the end of our time, and I hope you all have a good rest of whenever you're watching this. So I forgot what we normally say because it's 11:30 right now.
Catch us next week for Millennium Actress. And
wait,
no, I messed up the timeline.
Yeah, Millennium Actress is before. That was the movie I watched before because I thought we're watching Wolf Children. I don't know anything about that.
It has snow in it, so
yeah.
Oh, finally a winter episode. Let's go.
Yeah, I think that's what we looked it up was just we looked up screenshots, and it's like, because we're like, let's do not so Christmassy to Christmassy, and one of them, so that's what we ended up doing, and that's the way we judged it without spoiling it for ourselves, was this one has snow in the pictures. Okay.
That works.
So we'll find out if Wolf Children is
I've already
actually
seen it.
wintry. Oh, is it? Is it wintry?
I said it has snow. Do you think I made that up?
Look, it's late, and I'm normally in bed by now. So
It's one of the few movies I own as physical media, so that'll be fun to find out if the PlayStation will play it.
it should. If not, it's Trader's fault.
We also have an Xbox that kind of just sits around, so.
There you go.
I have
Either
one
or.
of those too that I bought for Mixer.
Mix.
Just never
Too soon.
Got used twice. But yeah, so thank you everybody, and yeah, share if you liked it, rate it, share it, do whatever. Tell your worst enemies, we'll take them. Until next time, we'll talk at you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.